All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday, the Mully Man, Mike Mullis. We've been gone last couple of days of last week, Monday, Tuesday of this week. Mully's a normal Tuesday guy, but I missed you, Mully. So
Yeah,
I wanted
man.
to get you on.
Yeah. Off my rotation.
I know.
I got an extra day's rest.
That is
So
true.
I'm coming
Can you
in.
go short
I'm
next
coming
week?
in. I'm coming in fresh. Yeah, I can actually maybe turn a little quicker next week.
Good deal. But good to get you in here. I really don't know what we're going to chat about, but I've been wanting to ask you a question for a couple weeks. Kind of an uncomfortable question.
Oh boy, okay.
But what's the guy for the Yankees, Jared? What's his name? Oh yeah, Jazz Chisholm is his name. I think you say it. You thought he had a different name, but Jazz Chisholm.
That's too easy, by the way. The other names.
He
just
literally
too easy.
thought that was his name.
Well,
Yeah, but fouled a ball off his man region and told the world he did not wear a cup and would not wear a cup moving forward. And it got me thinking. Like, I played baseball until freshman year of high school, and like Babe Ruth in high school, you wear a cup and everything. But, like, what percentage of players these days wear cups, would you say, Mully?
way down.
Really?
Way down. In my era of playing, I had a coach, Terry Brewer, at one point, who was a scout afterwards, and some of the baseball community may recognize his name. Coach Brewer spoke at a clinic when I was probably 10. And he made the comment at this clinic about wearing cups. And he said, I don't watch the game of the week without wearing a cup. So from that point forward, it was entrenched and blazoned in my mind that if you're playing baseball, you wear a cup, period.
I would say the early days, like, first time you get the jock in the cup, there is a sense of pride to it. Like,
Well,
you
it
get
depends on what size you had to buy, but at least there's
fair enough.
coverage. So it was in my mind, and generationally, everybody was protected. Now, even going back in my time coaching at the high school level, it was amazing the number of guys that I would go. You would watch them kind of shimmy out of the way of one that might get them there. And you're like, man, I mean, hey,
You're wearing
got
a cup. What do you
on,
care?
right? Yeah, you should be. No, I don't wear a cup. What kills me, too, is like, okay, at the big league level, those fields are manicured to perfection. So I can understand to a point, like, those guys have the best hands in the world. Like, I can understand to a point the decision maybe to not wear one. They're not, 162 games. Initially, they're not terribly comfortable, although that has evolved as well. They're a little more comfortable now. But if I'm playing on high school fields,
Yeah.
or anything, I mean, I want to make sure I've got
Where
that
no
extra
two
layer.
ground balls are the
You
same.
just don't know.
sometimes.
There's a lot of rocks out there.
We have got to, and you got to protect those rocks too.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked to Jacob Jenkins Coward in detail about his story, and I can't remember if he was wearing a cup or not.
I can assure you, he was not.
Okay, yeah. So
I
and again, like,
don't think the outcome would have been the same.
I don't think about getting one there while I'm at bat. I think more infielders, ground, like you were saying, ground balls. But hey, freak accidents happen. So
Well, there's also been, and maybe I'm just more aware of it, but the higher incidence of umpires taking foul balls in the nether region. And I'm always like, why are these guys? I mean, if you think about the umpire setup and the catcher shifts over to, an away pitch, there's certain exposure.
also, it's 2026. You would think today they would have some kind of built-in, like, Iron Man technology where it's not uncomfortable. At times, it could get uncomfortable out there wearing it. Now it should be pretty much streamlined into your.
I love the hand motions you're using with the the one that it evolved from the from like the mask looking cup to the banana cup was a thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
and that was kind of in my era. The banana cup came about, and the banana cup was a quote unquote big deal, and it was a big but the banana cup would
I like you thinking of your words.
Yeah, no, the outward appearance in a good pair of baseball pants with the banana cup on was quite a sight to see on a 12-year-old. But
I can't wait to see what Jarrett uses the title for this conversation as.
Yeah,
because this is all we're going to talk about the whole time.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Mully, maybe the wearing of cups is down. I tell you what's not down though: the wearing of every neon color armband and shin guard, and everything else you can get on you.
I actually thought about the other day, your guy Acuna
Ronald
has
Acuna.
added a knee guard,
Yeah.
if you've noticed that. And I guess that's another piece of equipment. Somebody out there said, wait a minute, nobody's wearing a knee guard at the plate. Maybe we need to be the first ones to the table with that. So, no, going back a couple weeks ago doing the high school state championship games, there was one game in particular where the first base coach literally, like, his arms.
That's so annoying.
I don't know why he didn't carry it over to the dugout right by him. I mean, they were in the third base dugout, but take it over by the dugout or put it out in on the warning track or something.
He was just looked like he was carrying groceries
standing
inside.
there with, and two things. Number one, that stuff has been worn all season. I'm not going to hold that. I mean, that's just a disgusting. But he stood there, had to call time in the game to go over to the dugout to deposit all this
Get
gear.
a wheelbarrow.
Now, I will say, Clip, I am an advocate, especially in today's game. There are more balls up in the zone due to spin rate. Pitchers pitch up more than ever. And, kind of even if it gets away, creeps in. And, again, the whole debate right now, and maybe the most interesting debate is, are the velocities real? We know they're a little better than they've ever been, but are they as much different as what the technology is showing? But anyway, if I face a Mizrachi in the big leagues and I'm going to see 105, 104, I'm going to wear an elbow guard. I'm going to wear a hand guard. I'm going to wear the piece on the front of my helmet. I'm going to have everything just because it is a competitive advantage, or maybe it levels the playing field is probably a better statement for the hitter facing that kind of velocity.
I hear that. It is annoying when you hand all the stuff to the first base coach, but at least you got on first. The worst is when you have all that stuff on and you strike out, like to end the inning, and you're up there for 15 seconds taking off all your stuff.
Leaving it at the plate.
Throwing it at the plate.
Well, and that, again, only happens in the big leagues because they have guys that will go get it. But, we say it all the time. We talk about all these different things, yet just another evolution of the game.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's more penalty now for throwing and hitting a batter than there's ever been, but they wear more gear now than they've ever worn. It's kind of backwards. Like, hey, at this point, if maybe the penalty is if you hit them somewhere other than a guarded area, maybe you get a warning or whatever. But if you can hit them in the elbow guard, then okay, that's no harm, no foul.
I heard a good story, saw a good story, and I can't remember. It was somebody telling a story about Greg Maddux. Andre Dawson got hit high, and Greg Maddux was about to be sent down. The way the story goes, he was going to get sent down if he didn't win the game. They probably
that sounds like an embellishment.
But he was young.
So this is still the Cubs, Greg Maddux.
Cubs, early days, Greg Maddux. The Hawk gets hit. He gets mad because it was high. Next guy up for the other team is Benito Santiago. Pretty bad A dude, right? And Maddux plunks him, which I guess it was a fastball. I don't know how fast Maddux could throw.
He could get. I mean, he was a guy that could get it up in the low 90s.
Yeah.
True low 90s back in that time.
He said, he was not good enough at that time to earn his respect of his teammates by pitching like he could 10 years later. So all he could do was hit the next guy and earn the respect. And said that I think they lost the game or whatever. He went down but came back up, and they just talked about how, that kind of changed the way they looked at him, which is, how you did it back in the day. So
well, and that was part of the game, but it was quite frankly, there was no need to talk about it. There was no need for a coach to go over and have a conversation or a coach to call that pitch. It was kind of a known deal that if, especially the best guy, if you hit our best guy, we're going to hit your best guy. And if you come up and in on any of our guys, we're going to come up and in. If you pip a home run, the next guy's going to get it. I mean, if you go in hard at second base, either we're going to equal it up by going in hard at second base or go up and in on the guy. But that's just the way the game policed itself. It was not unsportsmanlike conduct. It was actually regulated the sportsmanlike nature of the game. And when you got into that, you got to think about it. Big league teams always play in series. So if that happens, they're going to see each other 25 times over the course of the season. So it's going to equal out. And you see it even in today's game where, I mean, it may spill over into spring training. I mean, it's a real thing, a lot less so now than it was maybe, 10, 12 years ago.
It's kind of a NASCAR thing too, right, Jarrett? Where like a guy will spin out, and like Mully said, it's you're racing the same guys every week, so you might not get them next week, or you might like 2 months from now, guy hits a dude, and you're like, what was that about? And said, oh yeah, that's to make up for what happened back in March or whatever. So, yeah, kind of missing that in sports these days, I guess.
Yeah,
missing some good fights.
you know, well, speaking of not so good fights, the American team gone. The
Embarrassing, and that was the USA Soccer I've watched my whole life. I almost felt like a hater. I kept like picking against them or saying this isn't real, and I feel a little bit vindicated after what happened the other night. But that play with the goalie, and
that was unbelievable.
That was some league soccer stuff.
I did not watch the game, but I did see that highlight or low light on social media. So I went back and watched that part of it, and I was like, man, that was terrible. And I guess, when your guy Pulisic doesn't show up, that's a problem.
I'm going to take some blame on that, although he looked so good that first game creating goals. I was like, wow, we actually have one of those difference makers like Messi, Mbappe for France, that amazing Viking Holland dude from Norway. I was like, we have one of those guys. We don't. Yeah. He's a jag, just another guy.
Well, and he's the LeBron James of soccer.
No,
doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Well, how many titles LeBron got? 3, 4?
4. 4? I thought it was 3 too.
Okay. I wish he was the LeBron James of soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get you to the round of 16.
No. Come on, Mully.
Where's he go?
I want him to go to Golden State and do the old man thing, but apparently it's leaning Cleveland now.
Oh, we've never seen this before.
He's going back.
He's going back to where it all started back in the.
By the way, today's the anniversary of the decision I saw.
Was that the turning point in what put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth with LeBron? LeBron was the decision.
I root for my teams and the underdog, Mully, and I loved LeBron being a one-man show in his home state and, doing that with Cleveland. When he went to Miami, I was like, okay, well, I don't like this.
Right. I would agree with you,
so
man.
I took a turn on him.
Like, I remember watching him, like, intentionally tuning in to watch him play in high school.
Yeah, on ESPN.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, all right, that dude's real. And then he goes to Cleveland. You're like, what a great story.
Leading his team to the finals with nobody really around him.
But then all of a sudden, I think he realizes I can't do this until I'm 40. What is he, 41, 42? I can't do this forever because it's going to wear me out. And then that was kind of the advent of the super team. That was when all of a sudden you started seeing those 3 guys getting together and going to try to win a title all over the NBA.
KG and Ray Allen going to Boston is one of those examples. But
was that before?
Yeah, that was a few years before. And should we count like Barkley and Drexler? They were old.
If you got to think about it that hard, you probably don't.
Probably
get it
not. They were old in their career when they.
Yeah, I mean, when you start looking at all that has happened since then and the combinations, and I mean, Kevin Durant that dude has bounced to more of these dream teams than anybody. I mean, it has certainly extended his career tremendously.
I said during the playoffs, that whole era, like I'm kind of tired, and I think they're still good. But Harden, Durant, LeBron, Paul George, Westbrook, I'm kind of ready for them to get on out of here.
Move on.
And let's watch.
See what's behind them, and see if somebody will build a team and actually grow that team, and then I guess we saw that with the Hornets. They kind of grew a group and then said, okay, well, we'll go see if we can't get better through some trades.
And they said, we're not trading Brandon Miller. And you know what? I like that because I like Brandon Miller. Well, you watched a little bit, Mully. You would like Brunson. Did you watch him play with the Knicks?
Yeah, and he's a dude that you're like, really? Okay.
Little bulldog kind
of
guy.
Not a huge dude, not, just a bulldog's a great way to describe him. I mean, it's I don't know that there's been that much excitement for one player in New York since Linsanity.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of the same story. Like, this dude kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was a college champion, but
he wasn't thought to be an NBA superstar.
Yeah, no. In fact,
and it'll be interesting to see what he is going forward in his career.
What else is going on? Wimbledon. Do we need an American tennis star? Would you even care if
there's a handful out there.
Of course, we had the sisters.
I don't.
Williams sisters.
Well, and Coco Gauff is kind of, she's quasi superstar, and she gets a lot of attention because of her style and the way she goes about things. She's certainly shines a different light on it. I don't. My only interest in Wimbledon is Tommy Paul, the local guy. He used to hang out at Triple Crown back in the days.
Okay.
So, but other than that, man, I again, to me, it's like alternative sports summer. And we've had, obviously the Stanley Cup was such a big deal, and then the World Cup, and now Wimbledon, kind of one after the other. So, but no, I'm not a huge. My wife will watch some Wimbledon. I don't get into it too much.
I'm ready for some football.
Man, it's coming. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, high school's next.
I tell you what,
college football's next month.
What a job Blake Harrell and staff have done assembling a team at least a roster. I mean, you don't know until they get out there, but they certainly seem to be doing some really, really good things.
Who's you're a Pirate fan. You're not a fanatic, I would say. You don't live and die, but you're a fan. Like we talked about Chris Johnson last week, and we'll talk again about what you're doing, Mully, to help folks with ALS. But like, who are your top 5 Pirate players to watch? Could you name a list of 5?
Yeah, I could
during your time.
I could, but it's all going to be like there's no like, oh wow. I mean, I obviously.
Who's the first 5 that come to your mind?
I would go. I mean, obviously CJ is hard to cheer against. I mean, that dude was electric. I loved watching Shane Carden. I love watching Holton because I think they played very similar styles. And I guess I'm a lean heavy quarterback. I'll go back to Paul Trothow. That's a little bit slanted because of the job you guys just did talking to him. And I thought he was outstanding. And then, the two big receivers. You see the record broken one year, then turn around and get it broken again the next year.
That's kind of wild.
So I mean, it's again, my fandom does not run nearly as deep as you guys, having grown up here and watched it, forever. But
man, I'm shocked you didn't go anybody in the '90s. And I'm a little upset.
If I go back like Ernest Bonner, if I go, obviously. I'm going to go Junior Smith, but these are people that I've come to know.
Yeah.
Tony Collins.
Junior will join us on the show tomorrow. Looking forward to that.
Junior is a awesome dude.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people. But I don't.
I'm not leaving the room until you say something.
The
something
90s,
about Dwayne Harris.
Dwayne Harris.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. Well, and I gave a general shout out to the wide receivers.
Okay.
So which was quite a run there for a little while.
Yeah, we've had some studs, no doubt. All right, Molly. Anything else? Anything you want to bring to the day? What have you been watching?
No, nothing. I mean, just rolling. I did watch. We had 3 local guys play, and then they talk about kind of fringe sports for most people. The National High School Championship, or however they phrase it. It was a tournament that they kind of picked, kind of all-star teams out of different states, and they went out to Omaha and played.
Okay,
and they played the week of July 4th, so last week, and carried coverage on ESPN Plus, and
nice.
It was it was a lot of fun to watch those guys play. And North Carolina represented well, just came up a little bit short there at the very end, and so that was a lot of fun. But otherwise, it's kind of a mixed bag of whatever happens to be on.
Do you know Luke Lambert?
Yeah.
So this says. This was last week, a text from John McCormick. If we have to bleep this out, we can. He said it's not announced yet, but Luke Lambert, who went to Conley, will be an all-star pitcher. So playing for the Gnomes, I guess.
I've seen it on social media.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Luke's hard worker.
Where's he go to school?
He was played for Tommy at Pitt Community College. He has left there and has graduated from there. And Luke is going to. I saw it advertised or saw it posted, and I can't remember. There's been so much movement.
Well, we'll talk about it with John McCormick on today's show.
He is moving on.
Okay, good deal.
So,
I watched Jared and I'll do a movie segment. I've watched The Sheep Detectives twice.
I've watched that
by myself, and I watched it with my wife and daughter.
I watched it with my wife.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's easy to watch.
Yeah,
it's just kind of an easy. And I'll be honest with you, I dozed off parts of it. Woke up and didn't feel like I missed anything. It was kind of it was all right.
I watched Project Hail Mary, which is out on Prime.
I did watch part of that with my wife.
We'll get into it with Jared. I feel so dumb watching that, Interstellar. I'm just watching it for no spoilers, but the friend he made. I like that relationship.
I
All
would've
the
liked to
sign
seen that-
stuff, I don't understand any
I
of
would
it.
have liked to seen that voiced by The Rock.
The
Yeah.
Rock says, Rock.
But I
That was good. I like
it was fine. Again, one that I didn't feel like I'm on the phone part of the time. I'm
Yeah.
whatever, but it was on, and yeah. I mean, it was fine. I would recommend that as somebody, and it's fairly. Well, I think I don't remember anything to not being family friendly in either one of those movies that you could.
I would highly recommend Sheep Detectives to all ages. I think it was great, especially if you have kids. I think it was awesome. I loved it. I love a murder mystery, and to throw all that other stuff in there, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
All right, Mully man, we'll let you
Okay,
run.
buddy. Yep. All right, good
We'll
enough.
talk to you next week on short rest. So
On
be
short
ready.
rest. Yeah, I'll be ready to go.